Hey there YouTube, PezOfDoom here, and today we've got another speed game review. We're going to be looking at 3 games today, that's right, 3 for the price of 1 video in 5 minutes, so let's get right to it. Alright, first up we have Dwarf Tower on Steam, that's right, it's a nice little cheap game, $2.99. This is essentially Mage Battleship. You build a tower, your opponent has a tower, and you have to sink his mage room, his Archmage's quarters, before he sinks yours. You get to place that somewhere in the tower as you start up. Each turn you get a certain number of moves and random items that'll be used for the moves. Random spells, rooms, resources, that kind of thing. And depending on where you put them is important. So for example, placing the Archmage room on the bottom of the tower gives you a nice solid stable grounding for it. However, it does mean that you don't get as many spells as you get higher up. The higher up your tower goes and the rooms go, the more spells or abilities you can store in your mage towers and your resources. Minion barracks are the exact opposite. The lower down you go, the more minions you can have. As you can see from later on in the gameplay, we've built our tower pretty high and we're able to attack quite a bit against the computer. The computer's not really that hard, but playing against another player is pretty difficult, especially ones that are really experienced in this game. Originally, there were a lot of bad reviews for the game due to stability issues, and there was a defect in multiplayer which caused the game to crash after just one turn. Since then, the developers have fixed the problems, and now that they've fixed them, I can definitely recommend this game to anyone. Buy a copy, buy 2 copies, it's still cheaper than a pizza, and it'll be a night of entertainment for you and your friends. Guys, this isn't a game. This is a choose-your-own-adventure book in an application. Having said that, it is the best book I've read all year, and I'm counting 2014 as well, and it was amazing. I started out playing it as a joke with my wife, making her make the choices for the first startup of my robot, and ended up playing it for about an hour afterwards as I got into it. The writing is excellent, excellent. I can't stress that enough. I haven't had writing that pulled me in like this in a very long time. Honestly, I felt like I was making a difference in the world in a way that I hadn't felt since Mass Effect. It's very immersive. Is this game good? Yes. Is it a game? There could be an argument either way, but it's a wonderful piece of work, and it is interactive, and the choices you make really do change how the story is. There's a high replay value to it because your stories will be completely different based on the choices you make early on. There is a little bit of RPG elements to this story in that the choices you make give you pluses or minuses to certain behind-the-scenes stats, which they give you a heads up as. These behind-the-scenes stats will change how successful you are at certain actions, whether you do it awesomely, you do it okay, or you epically fail in a way that is both humorous and sad at the same time. If you're still not sure if you want to get this or not, they do have the demo available on Steam. You know, head out there, check it out, see if it's something you'd enjoy. Frankly, I think that if you enjoy a good story, you're going to enjoy this quote-unquote game. And last but not least is a free-to-play game, and we don't talk much about free-to-play games because most of them are utter That's right, it's Infinity Wars. It's a collectible card game. The gimmick to the game is that each card is animated, so as you select them, you get to see a neat little animation for the card before you play it. I've played this for over 130 hours, and I don't even notice the animations anymore. I can't say enough good things about this one. Features of this game include a location to build your decks, a location to test out your decks against the computer AI, campaign missions where you can get used to the game as a starter player. You've got 2 sets of multiplayer options, constructed and just, player versus player. The constructed is nice because instead of having to rely on the cards that you've already gained, everyone is given a set of random cards and they have to build a deck from these sets of random cards. So from the beginning onward, you're already on even ground with everyone else. It's just a matter of, are you strategic enough and are you lucky enough? It rewards you pretty much every time you level up in the game with a full set of common and a few uncommon and a few rare cards. They give you bonus cards every time you log in for the day, and every time you complete certain weekly quests, they'll give you more cards. So in short, you get lots of cards for free that let you build the deck the way you want to play, and then you get to play them against other people. Infinity Wars is like Magic the Gathering, but more balanced, like Hearthstone, except you get rewarded way more often, and a lot more fun than either of those two. The community is nice and close-knit, they're friendly, and they will offer tips as you need them. There's a big community for trading cards, and in fact there are a number of individuals who will trade Steam cards for Infinity Wars cards. That's it for this session of Speed Game Review. This is PezOfDoom, showing off 2 very good games and 1 excellent interactive novel. If you guys want to see more or would like us to review a certain game, please leave comments below, like, subscribe, and please, as always, comment so that we know what you want to see next.